Thank you for purchasing ETSPIL's embroidery kit. Let's go through a detailed guide for this kit. First, you'll receive an elegant gift box. This gift box makes a perfect present. It's an excellent choice for gifting. Let's take a look at what's inside this gift box. First, you'll find a beautifully crafted instruction manual. It contains several important sections. The top section tells us how to find video tutorials through search. You can search our brand name on YouTube, plus the product number. To access the video tutorial, here are instructions for threading and separating floss. After threading your needle, make sure one end is longer than the other. Tie a knot at the longer end. Below are steps for mounting the embroidery hoop. This section explains about needles and strand counts. Each thread consists of 6 strands. Let's look at an example in the back. Here it shows the straight stitch. It calls for 4 strands of color number 6. This corresponds to the 4-strand position here. We need to separate 4 strands from one thread. Here are 3 different sizes of needles, with usage recommendations above. Needle number 1 is for 1 to 2 strands. Needle number 2 is for 3 to 4 strands. Needle number 3 is for 5 to 6 strands. If needles number 1 and number 2 aren't convenient, you can use the largest needle number 3 instead. Now let's look at the right side. This shows how to separate strands. We'll demonstrate this in detail later. Here's the needle threading guide. Below shows how to use the needle threader. We've included 2 needle threaders. Below is the seam ripper usage guide. This shows one method of tying knots and how to tie knots on the back. The top shows knotting when starting embroidery. Below shows how to tie off on the back when finished. At the bottom is how to secure the back when done. Let's take a look. This is how it looks when the back is properly secured. You can use this as a reference. Here's our complete materials list. You can check the name of each item and its quantity. This is the guide for all 4 designs. Red marks indicate stitch names. The numbers in front show strand count. And after that is the floss color. Color numbers are marked below. We'll explain this in detail later. There are 33 stitches in total. Each stitch has detailed instructions. This is our email address. If you have any questions, you can contact us through email. We'll respond as soon as possible. That's all for the instruction manual. This is our floss package. It contains 7 colors of embroidery floss. Let's open it and take a look. Here are all the floss colors. I'll show you how to organize these threads. This is the individually packaged fabric. Let's open it up. There are 4 pieces of fabric inside. Each has a different pattern printed on it. This is its product number. You can use this number to find its corresponding tutorial video. This is pattern 1. This is pattern 02. This is pattern 03. And this is pattern 04. You'll receive 4 pieces in total. This is an embroidery hoop. It's 20 centimeters in diameter. Let me show you how to mount this hoop. It has inner and outer rings. First, loosen this screw, then separate the hoop into 2 parts. The nut on the left has been upgraded in design. It won't fall off, so you don't need to worry about losing it. Even if you completely disassemble it, it will stay in place. This is an improved feature from our product upgrade. Now let me demonstrate how to mount the hoop. First, place the inner ring on the table. Then take a piece of fabric. Place it over the inner ring. When placing the outer ring, center the pattern first. Then place the outer ring on the fabric. Now tighten the screw. Don't tighten too quickly, so you can adjust the fabric easily. Adjust fabric tension while tightening, until it's relatively taut. Then, adjust the edges. This prevents shifting while embroidering. Now it's at a good tension. You can tighten the screw more. How do you know when it's tight enough? Gently press the fabric with your finger. A slight bounce back is perfect. That's how to mount the hoop. Next, let's look at this toolkit. Let's open the toolkit first. This is a thread organizer. It's for storing your floss. I'll show you how to organize the floss in detail. This is a needle case. It matches the layout in the manual. You can easily match and choose whichever size needle you need. This is a seam ripper. It's very simple to use, but don't use it as scissors while embroidering. If you make a mistake or aren't satisfied, you can use it to remove stitches. Let me show you. Say this part isn't stitched well. You can use this tool to easily cut and remove the thread. Use the same method on the back. Gently lift and the thread will break. So when you use it, it's very time-saving and convenient. That's how to use the seam ripper. Remember to put the cover back on to prevent children from getting hurt. This is a needle threader. Let's see how to use it. This threader works with 1 to 6 strands. Let me demonstrate. First, prepare 3 strands. Then, take a medium-sized needle. First, pass the threader through the needle eye. Let it hook on top. Then, place the thread on the needle. Press the threader with your thumb. Pull to the right, and the thread passes through. Now just pull the thread all the way. Threading is complete. This is our threaded needle. Remember, each time you thread, make one end longer than the other. Tie a knot at the long end. Don't tie with ends even. Even ends are incorrect. I'll show you how to tie knots later. Let's look at the other threader. Hold the threader in your right hand. Needle in your left. Pass the wire through the needle eye. Let it hook onto the needle. Then pass thread through the wire loop. Hold the wire part of the threader. Gently pull right. The thread comes through. Here's how it looks threaded. Again, make one end longer. Now let's look at the thread organizer. First, remove the top holes. To make organizing floss easier, the organizer has 14 numbered slots. Our kit has 7 color numbers. Match them to the manual's color numbers. For example, to find number 794, find the floss with that number. Place it in slot 4, as shown in the manual. Now let's see how to organize floss. Take out the color label from the middle. Set it aside. Don't lose it. Then open the floss from the middle. First, find both ends. Don't pull directly when organizing. It can easily become tangled. When organizing floss, loop it over your hand, over your 4 fingers. This keeps it neat. Then, pinch both thread ends. Slowly release the loops. Now the floss is folded once. You can straighten it more to make it neater. Then find both ends again. Fold them together again. Organize once more, making the thread shorter. Then find the other end. Fold it again. 3 folds is usually enough. Then cut both ends of the thread. Do the same here. This is how it looks organized. Now combine the cut ends together. Align them. Straighten the thread. Then find slot number 4. Thread it through. Put your finger through the loop. Pull the bottom thread through the loop upward. Now the thread is secured. Follow these steps to organize all threads on the card. After organizing the floss, write the numbers from the manual above each slot. For easy thread finding. That's all for thread organizing. Next, I'll show you how to separate strands. Take out one thread. Separate it. One thread has 6 strands. Let's separate one strand first. Slowly pull upward. You'll see it bunch up below. This is normal. It will untangle when done. Remember to pull slowly. Pulling too fast causes knots. Set this strand aside after separating. Straighten the main thread. We've now separated one strand. If you need 2 strands, use the same method. To separate another strand, pull slowly again. Complete this strand. The bunched loops will untangle themselves. Then take your 2 separated strands. Combine them together. Hold the ends firmly. Straighten the threads again. Trim the ends evenly before threading. Make a clean cut. This makes threading easier. We've shown 2 threading methods already. Now I'll show you another way. Threading without tools. Hold the thread end with 2 fingers. Don't leave too much exposed. Just a small bit is enough. This makes it easier to thread. Line up the end with the eye. Gently wiggle the needle. The thread will go through. Pull the other end through. Now the needle is threaded. Like before. Make one end longer than the other. Tie the long end. Now I'll show you how to tie knots. There are 3 knotting methods. Let's start with the first. Make a loop at the thread end. Pass the end through this loop. Pull upward. The knot is formed. If the knot is too small, you can wrap once more. Repeat the previous steps. Make the second knot over the first. This makes a larger knot. When we embroider, it will hold more securely. Let's look at the double knot. Now for the second method. Place the needle on the thread end. Wrap the thread around the needle. After 2 wraps, hold the wrapped area. Push the needle up. Pull needle and thread up. A knot is formed. That's our second knotting method. And here's method 3. Hold the end in your right hand, thread in your left. Wrap around your index finger. After 1 wrap, roll with your thumb. Gently roll forward. Use middle finger to pull end back. The knot is complete. All 3 methods work well. Use whichever you prefer. That's all for the knotting methods. In later demonstrations, we won't show knotting each time, so pay special attention now. Next, let's demonstrate embroidering. We need a hoop with fabric mounted. Make the thread ends uneven. Tie a knot in the longer end. Let me demonstrate. Start from the back. This is the stem stitch. In later stitch lessons, I'll explain in detail. Now we're finished here. Let's tie off on the back. Turn the hoop over, near where we started with the first knot. Now we'll tie the ending knot. First pass through the last stitched section. Wrap around the needle twice. You can hold the wrapped part with your finger. Then push the needle up. Pull the thread. The back knot is complete. Cut off the excess thread. That completes the embroidery process. Let's take a look.